Sanal Kumar Sasidharan's film Sexy Durga may have won praise at international film festivals, but looks like the film may not see the light of day here in India. The Malayalam film has been refused clearance by the Information and Broadcasting Ministry for a screening at the upcoming Mumbai Film Festival, or Mami, after the filmmaker sought an exemption from the need to seek clearance. His request was rejected by the INB Ministry on both grounds. On both occasions, the INB Ministry has said the film's title may hurt religious sentiments.
A very peripheral approach to this kind of arts, you know. So if somebody put a name to an art form, then how can you say that this name is atrocious and this name is related to something related to a religion or anything? You know, they have not seen my film also, and I am ready to screen the film to anybody who has an allegation that this is hurting the sentiments of religion. It is not like that.
Cultural sensitivity is very important for pluralism and secularism and our harmony. So I don't agree with this particular title, and I believe the right to reject and right to not accept these kind of movies with provocative titles rests with the Film Censor Board and our INB Ministry.
All right, we've opened our phone lines. Call us at that number that's flashing at the bottom of your screen and tell us what you think about this controversy. Should the film be allowed to be screened here in India? Does the filmmaker have a point when he says that this is a violation of his freedom of expression, or do you agree with those who say he is deliberately trying to hurt people's sentiments? My colleague Rickson joins us with more. Rickson, you spoke to the filmmaker. He clearly says that this is a violation of his freedom of expression. But for the benefit of our viewers, can you explain why exactly he sought an exemption from seeking a clearance from the Information Broadcasting Ministry? Did he not approach the CBFC, the Censor Board, first?
Yeah, absolutely. What the Broadcasting Ministry says that the title Sexy Durga will hurt the religious sentiments because the Durga is considered as a goddess, so the name Sexy Durga will hurt the religious sentiments. But what the film director Sanal Kumar Sasidharan told to NewsX that it's just only an allegation that the name Durga is just only a character in that film. It is not it is not like hurting the religious sentiments. It's just only a name to the character which is in the movie, and he says that it is against the Right of Freedom Act, and he says that the public is with him, and he also given a petition to the Broadcasting Ministry, and he says that he is ready to screen this film wherever the authority says to screen. He is ready for that, and he says the public is with him, and he wrote in his Facebook post that for the last many years the society, from the different sections of society, is attacking him just because he is properly.
But Rickson, if I could quickly ask you, for our understanding and for the understanding of our viewers, did he not approach the Censor Board first? Because it is the Censor Board that's supposed to issue certificates to all films before they release?
Yeah, absolutely. He has approached the Censor Board for that, and that's why he says that he is ready for screening before the Mami first. He is ready for screening where the authorities says to be. He is ready to screen this film. There is nothing in the film which hurt the religious sentiments. As I said before, it's just only a name. The Durga is only a character in the movie. It's a dirty film.
Right.
A female character is walking through the street.
All right, stay with us. Stay with us, Rickson. We'll come back to you in just a moment. We have our first caller. Indrani, go ahead. What do you think about this controversy? Do you agree with the filmmaker that his film should be given a chance? What do you think?
Yeah, my name is Indranil Goswami. I'm calling from Kolkata.
Go ahead, Indranil.
I'm pretty shocked with the present thing what you are showing, and shocking in the sense for people, Bengalis, especially in Kolkata. We pray God Durga. Not only like a goddess, but also at the same time like my mother, like my sister, like my wife. Everybody is to some extent involved with the character Durga, Ma Durga. So what this film wants to say, nothing to do with what he is explaining. He's explaining something which is something different. What I personally feel that these people nowadays are trying to pull out. I'm using the word pull out, pulling out people, and they just want to say something which can propagate their film and can bring more and more revenues. Let us first stick to the prime policy. The thing is, Goddess Durga is something which the entire country, entire India worship it like their own mother, like their own sister, like their own wife and all. The character cannot be said with an added adjective. I am not pronouncing the adjective even. I am feeling so shocked. It touches our emotions so much that this is something ridiculous. And these sort of perverted people should be asked to apologize to the entire nation. That is my view. Thank you.
All right, Indranil, thanks very much for sharing. Clearly, there are many who are upset and feel that this movie should not be screened here in India and also want an apology from the filmmaker. The filmmaker says this is a violation of his freedom of expression. His movie has won applause at international film festivals. Therefore, why should it not be allowed to screen at the upcoming Mumbai Film Festival? Indresh also with us on the phone line. Indresh, can you hear me? Okay, we've lost the line there too, Indresh. Let's go across to my colleague Rixan once again. Rixan, clearly many people, especially in Bengal, are upset and want this filmmaker to apologize. But if you could tell us once again how this controversy began, what exactly is the filmmaker saying in his defense, and what we also need to understand is what is the procedure for issuing clearance for a film before it can be screened at a film festival in India.
Yeah, he says that it's just a film, that Sexy Durga is just a film, and he also stated that to NewsX that it's just it's a journey of a female character through the main street of our country, and everyone in the society is looking at her in a sexy mood, and he says that this attitude should be changed. That is what the story, that is what the film discussed. This is the only theme of the story, and now the allegations against him is that the title of the story hurt the religious sentiments, and he says that anyone in the society, anyone in our country, in Kerala has named as Saraswati, named as Durga, and so on. This is just only a name, and he has given this only name to that character called Durga, and he says that there is no need for any type of allegations against this. This will not hurt the religious sentiments that he says.
All right, Rixan, stay with us. We come back to you in just a moment. Let's go across to Anil Dikshit, who is calling us from Gwalior. Anil, go ahead, share your views with us.
Yeah. My only point is legal. We have two types of rights in Constitution. One is fundamental right to free speech. Second is practice and preaching and propagation of religion and belief in religion. Belief in this freedom of expression is conditioned and restrained by the fact that you cannot challenge my belief. You cannot insult my belief in religion. That's how it is protected. And you don't have any institution. We don't need any institution. High Court and Supreme Court shall ban the film because that particular right of freedom of our religion cannot be infringed by freedom of speech. Secondly, this is a criminal case. This man has done a mischief. He knew controversy will happen, and he deliberately selected this name.
All right.
Cases should be restored against him.
Okay, you're saying this is a deliberate attempt on his part to hurt people's sentiments. Thanks for that, Anil Dikshit. Sanjay, also with us on the phone line. Sanjay, go ahead. What do you think?
Madam, thanks for this highlighting this kind of issues. See, 20 years back, M.F. Hussain, a very liberal, he experimented with Durga and Saraswati, Indian goddesses. But he didn't have any courage to do such an experiment with Mother Mary or any lady, any female figure who was devoted in Islam or any culture. And when he was vandalized, his library was vandalized, this secularists cried it foul. They told it that an attack on liberal nature of India. And say now Marxists are patronizing this kind of experiment. And I'm very shocked and sorry to say that this is happening under the nose of this Marxist government.
All right, thanks very much. Amrish from Bengaluru also with us. Amrish, go ahead. What do you think?
Just whatever the freedom of expression is coming only against Hinduism, something is coming only that time only freedom of expression is somebody, it is there. This question is arising.
So do you think this film should be screened in India? The director says it's his right to freedom of expression.
Same thing I'm saying, that is only this question is arising whenever something is against Hindu, that time only somebody is freedom of.
All right, thanks very much, Amrish, for that. Let me come back to you, Rickson. Most people seem to be rather upset about this film, want an apology from the filmmaker and say that this is just an abuse of the right to freedom of expression.
Yeah, now he is strong in his position that he says that he is not ready for an apology or like that. He is very strong in his position. He states that the title Durga, Sexy Durga, is not made or not given for hurting the religious sentiment. He is strong in his position and he highly criticized the Kerala government. He says that for the last 2-3 years, Kerala government didn't take any step which is supporting him, and for the last IFFK also, the government has didn't give any support to this type of film, and government actually the Kerala government stands against the freedom of expression that he stated to us that, and he didn't said that he didn't expect any support from the Kerala government, but he has given a complaint to the censor board, and he wished that censor board will allow this film to for the Mami first.
All right, Rickson, stay with us. Kela joins us now. Go ahead. What's your view? All right, I think we've lost that line there, but keep your calls coming in. That's the number to call. It's flashing at the bottom of your screen. Tell us what you think about this controversy and about this film. Do you agree with the filmmaker who says it's his right to freedom of expression, or do you agree with his critics who say that it is an abuse of this right? Rajiv Kumar joining us on the phone line from Ranchi. Rajiv, go ahead.
Yes. Ma'am, just see it. That whatever the controversy is to be created, this can only be created against the Hindu religion and Hindu goddess. Whatever, we were talking about the M.F. Hussain or other so-called liberals, but here in this case also, the director of the film has deliberately picked up the name Sexy Durga. That means you are hurting the sentiment of 1 billion Hindus of this state, of this country. And basically, these people are connected with a Maoist ideology, and their time is going to be over. So certain people are left in certain universities, or some of the people are left in this country. They are there, but they are doing their last job by hurting the sentiment of the people of the Hindu religion.
All right, thanks for that, Rajiv. Dr. Tejasvi also with us from Bengaluru. Dr. Tejasvi, go ahead.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir. Go ahead. Tell us what you think.
No. See, regarding this controversy, there is a set of people nowadays, they just want to make controversy, taking the religious names in their movies and in their, whatever they do, and they want to gain name out of it.
Okay, so you feel he's doing this just for publicity?
Yes, yes. And I am just asking the same director, can he make a movie which is controversial to other religions other than Hindu?
Also, he's made a remark saying India is like Iran. Do you think that is also something that needs to be condemned?
He's a stupid. He's a stupid. No, because after making that movie, even it is flashing in the TV, still people have not charged him. It shows that Indian people are tolerant, and India is not Iran. That smallest thing he doesn't know means I don't know what kind of director he is and what kind of movies he will make. And I am really worried about our younger generation,
Okay.
our offsprings.
Dr.
If they see
Tejasvi.
such movies, yeah, definitely it is going to spoil our India.
Dr. Tejasvi, thanks very much for speaking
Yeah.
to us. We'll see if we can also play for you that interview that my colleague Rickson did earlier with the filmmaker, who defended himself and said that his right to freedom of expression is being violated. Let me request our producers to line up that interview. We'll try and play it out for you in just a moment. The filmmaker's defense of the controversial title of his film. Remember, the Information and Broadcasting Ministry has on 2 occasions rejected his request that his film be allowed to be screened at the upcoming Mumbai Film Festival.
This is a very peripheral approach to this kind of arts, so if somebody put a name to an art form, then how can you say that this name is atrocious and this name is related to something related to a religion or anything? They have not seen my film also. And I am ready to screen the film to anybody who has an allegation that this is hurting the sentiments of religion. It is not like that.
Okay, let's go back to Rickson, who was tracking the story, who also spoke to the filmmaker earlier. Rickson, the filmmaker is, of course, defending himself. Wants to be granted an exemption so his film can be screened, but most of the people we've spoken to, our viewers, seem to be rather upset about this controversial title, many even saying that perhaps he's doing this just for publicity.
Yeah, at this point of time, we didn't get such type of response from the public. That public is, he says that public is with him at this point of time, because he mentioned all these things in his Facebook post, and many positive and many supportive comments were there that this movie should have to be screened in the Mami first. Majority of the viewers, majority of the people are with him, and they say that this movie should be screened in the Mami first. They say that, and from what the people told to NewsX is that there are some people which says that he given this title because he want to make this movie some more popularized, because in this last few days or last few months there are an attitude that if we give any type of religious name to something, it get more popularized. So we get comments like that. But most of the people, majority of the people, says that this movie should have to be released for the movie for the Mami first.
All right, stay with us. We'll come back to you, Rickson. Sesu from Puducherry is on the phone line with us. Sesu, go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering, since the title is in English, why don't make it Sexy Mary?
Sorry, could you say that again, Sesu?
The title being in English, why not make it Sexy Mary?
So what you're saying is that he is targeting one religion. Is that the point you're making?
The point I'm making is, since the title is in English, why not make it Sexy Mary so even Westerners will understand?
You're obviously critical of the filmmaker. Do you believe the film should be screened or no?
I said it should be Sexy Mary.
All right, Sesu, we'll leave it at that. Thanks very much for joining us with your views. All right, let's go back to Rickson for more on that. Rickson, so far there doesn't seem to be any support for the filmmaker.
Yeah, absolutely. Just before the phono in that person has pointed that why not it may be Sexy Mary. That type of comments also where we got from the public that because the allegations, the controversies are also nowadays is only concentrated only on Hindu religion. The Mary goddess, the Christian seeing Holy Mary as a god, as a godly nature, the Christians are giving to the Holy Mary, and this type of allegations are also being against against the director Sanal Kumar Sasidharan. They say that why he is always giving the name related to Hindu religion, it is only for making the picture, the film becomes a little more controversy, and by this he is trying to make the film more popular. Such type of comments are also we getting from the public.
All right, Rickson, stay with us. Siddharth from Gurgaon also on the phone line with us. Siddharth, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I wanted to say that, I mean, India was not liberal when other government was in power, but it has become non-liberal now. So I feel this is a political move, and the message of the movie may be right, but I mean, what he has done is that a good message he has basically ruined by unnecessarily creating a controversy.
You're saying he's created this controversy unnecessarily, but what is your larger belief, Siddharth, that a title like this is problematic and objectionable, or would you agree with the filmmaker who says this is my right to freedom of expression?
Yeah, I understand your view. My thing is that it is political. It is definitely political. And
no, actually, I'm a little confused, Siddharth. Do you agree with the filmmaker or do you agree with the government? What is political? Do you agree with the filmmaker or the government?
No. I am saying this movie is, India has become Iran because of the change of government. So India has become non-liberal. Earlier, India was very liberal.
Okay, so you obviously disagree with the filmmaker. Yes. Thanks, Siddharth, for your views. All right, so people certainly not happy with this particular title that the filmmaker has chosen. He wants his film to be screened at the upcoming Mumbai festival, international festival, but he's been denied permission by the Information and Broadcasting Ministry, who he approached more than once. Keep those calls coming in. The number to call is flashing at the bottom of your screen. Let's go back to my colleague Rickson. Before we go across to Rickson, Sanal Kumar on the phone line with us. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, sir. Okay, I am Sanal Kumar. I am talking from Chandan Nagar in the district of Hooghly in West Bengal. Sir, my point is that everywhere I see that the filmmakers are being harassed and they simply do not find their opinion air through their media. It is not good. I entirely support you, and I think that it is very bad, and the filmmakers should be allowed to say through their medium, and it is okay. And I think that you are doing a very good service because only through this way everything will get known. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
All right, Sanal Kumar. Thanks very much for sharing your views with us. Let's go back to Rickson. Rickson, you heard what some of those viewers had to say. One even saying this entire controversy is political, especially because the filmmaker said that India is now like Iran.
Yeah, absolutely. What he says to NewsX that India is becoming like Iran, and he says that what the ministry told to director that they got several grievances regarding the title of the movie, that he given the movie title as Sexy Durga. What the ministry says is that they got many complaints, many grievances regarding the title. That's why they are blocking this movie in the Mami first. But he says that this is just a character in the film. and the name Durga is just only a character who is a central character of the movie, who is always in a journey, and he says that he is ready to screen this film wherever the ministry, wherever the censor board is wished to be played, and he is ready for that. And he says that the allegations are only just to block this film in the Mami Fest, and nothing, any serious issues are there in the film, because he is never wished to hurt the religious sentiments of the Hindus. And he said to NewsX that he knows that Durga is considered as a goddess for Hindus, and he says that there are Parvati, there are Durgas, many in the country, and there are many such type of names in Kerala also. But he said that he's given that as a central character name. He given that name to only a central character. He didn't wish to hurt the religious sentiment of the Hindus, and he's ready to screen the movie wherever they wish to be. And he told to the NewsX.
All right, thanks, Rickson, for that. Stay with us. Raj Gopal from Mumbai joining us now. Raj, go ahead. What are your views?
Why he wants to put the name Sexy Durga? He would have put Sexy his mother's name or his sister's name, no?
All right, so,
yes,
you find the title objectionable?
Yeah, highly objectionable.
And
if I got the chance, I would have kicked him out.
And what do you say about the remark that the filmmaker has made, saying India is now like Iran?
Yeah, why should he write? It will be film also. He wants to something get the publicity, so he can do something whatever he wants.
Okay, he can't be allowed to do anything he wants. That's what you're saying. Thanks very much, Mr. Gopal, for speaking to us. Rickson, finally, have we at all heard from the cast of the film about this controversy?
Pardon?
Have you heard about the cast and the crew of the film about this controversy? Have they spoken out at all?
Yeah, they all are strongly with the director of the movie, and they are a team, and they strongly stands to the director. They all said to us that this is not the film which hurts the religious sentiments, and this is not this title has not given for any controversy, and this title was not given to popularize the film. But what the response we get from the social media and what the response we get from the public is that he given this name only to popularize the film, because in the last IFFK also similar issues are there related to Sanal Kumar Sasidharan. Similar issues were also there in the last IFFK, and what the response we get from the public is that he given this name Sexy Durga for popularizing this film only. And but what he says to NewsX that this is an attack against the freedom of expression. This is an attack against the director, and this is an attack against the freedom. That is what he told to us. But what the response we get is that it is only a way to popularize the film, but majority of the public, majority of the viewers says that this film should have to be screened in the Mami Fest, because this issue, this subject have to be discussed by the society. That's what the response we get from the public.
Rickson, we'll leave it at that. Thanks very much for sharing all those details with us.